What if I told you that the storm outside isn't your enemy, it's your teacher? We live in a world that worships comfort and fears pain, but the Stoics knew a secret. The modern world has forgotten strength is not found in control, but in acceptance. Every setback, every insult, every loss, they are not curses, but mirrors, reflecting who we truly are. In this video, we'll journey into the heart of Stoic philosophy, where peace is forged in chaos, and freedom begins the moment you master your mind. Today, let us contemplate the art of living not as a dry theory in books, but as a skill forged amidst the tempests of life. It is often said, a calm sea does not make a skilled sailor. This holds true. It is precisely in the hurricane amidst the most ferocious waves that a captain proves his mettle, his courage, and his wisdom. His renown is not etched upon tranquil waters, but is carved into the memory of the gales he has weathered. Great pilots earn their reputation from storms and tempests. Circumstances do not make the man, they merely reveal him for who he is. As Seneca said, we are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Marcus Aurelius dealt with this by refusing to allow his thoughts to be overrun by negativity. Your life is also a vessel, and you are its captain. Circumstances, be it poverty, sickness, betrayal, or loss, they are not what define your essence. They are not the sculptor that carves your being. No, they are merely the torch that illuminates the deepest recesses so that you yourself may see who you truly are. Hardship does not create virtue. It reveals it. It does not grant you strength. It only demands that you summon the strength you already possess. Therefore, when the storm descends, do not curse the gale. Thank it, for it has given you the chance to discover just how steady your hand is upon the helm. The great sage Seneca once warned us, we are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. This is one of the most profound truths about the human condition. Our greatest enemy lies not in the external world, but within the very citadel of our own minds. The most terrifying monsters are not those that are real, but the phantoms painted by our own imagination. We torture ourselves with what-if scenarios, with anxieties about a future that has not arrived, and with regrets over a past that cannot be changed. The Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who held the power of an entire empire, yet still faced war, plague, and betrayal, where did he find his peace? Not in opulent palaces, not in military victories, but in mastering his own inner kingdom. Each night he sat with himself and wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." Ponder this statement. It does not mean you can use thought to turn lead into gold. It means the quality of your life is determined not by what happens to you, but by how you interpret what happens. The same event, losing a job, a criticism, a sudden rain shower, can be a catastrophe to one person, yet an opportunity, a lesson, or simply an irrelevant occurrence to another. Where does the difference lie? It lies in the judgment, the thought, the story you tell yourself. Your mind is a garden. You can allow the weeds of negativity, fear, and resentment to grow wild, or you can carefully cultivate the seeds of courage, reason, and compassion. Do not let your garden be invaded by toxic seeds from others. Epictetus warned that the opinions and troubles of others can spread like a plague. When you associate with those who constantly complain, criticize, and see the worst, you are inadvertently allowing them to sow weeds in your garden. Guard your mind rigorously. Choose carefully your companions, the books you read, the ideas you internalize. Build an impenetrable citadel for your mind, where only reason and tranquility are permitted to reign. This is the foundational principle, the cornerstone of all Stoic philosophy. If you can master only one thing, master this: some things are within our control and some things are not. What is within our control? Our choices, our judgments, our desires, our own actions. This is the internal world. It is how we respond to life. What is not within our control? Everything else. Our body, it will age and sicken our possessions. They can be lost, our reputation. It depends on the opinions of others, the weather, the economy, the actions of others. This is the external world. All of human suffering stems from one fundamental error: trying to control what we cannot and neglecting what we truly can control. We suffer not because we are poor, but because we crave the wealth that is not ours. We suffer not because we are insulted, but because we choose to feel harmed by the words of others. We worry not because the future is uncertain, but because we try to grasp a future that is by its nature ungraspable. The chief task in life, therefore, is to clearly identify and separate these two domains. Every morning upon waking, ask yourself, today, what is within my control and what is not? For those things not in your control, learn to accept them with equanimity, just as we accept the rain or the sun. For those things, you can control your thoughts, your actions, your words. Exercise them with all your attention, virtue, and reason. Where then do we look for good and evil? Not in the external world. Wealth is not a good, poverty is not an evil, health is not a good, sickness is not an evil. They are simply indifference. True good and evil can only be found in the one kingdom you master, the kingdom of choice. A wise, courageous, and just choice that is the good. A foolish, cowardly, and unjust choice that is the evil. Your entire happiness and freedom lie here. No one can take away your power of choice. It is the sacred, inviolable gift that nature logos has bestowed. Having clearly demarcated the line between what can and cannot be controlled, you are liberated from the burden of anxiety and fear. Now you can step into the arena of life with an entirely new mindset, focused on action on the present moment. Your role in life, whether as an emperor or a craftsman, a father or a friend, is the most fitting role for the practice of philosophy. Do not wait for ideal circumstances. Do not think you must retreat to a secluded monastery to become a sage. Right here, right now, in the very work you are doing, in the very relationships you have, is your opportunity to express virtue. Focus intently on the task at hand, no matter how small. Perform it with clear reason, with full energy, with absolute tranquility. Do not let your mind wander to the past or the future. When you are washing the dishes, just wash the dishes. When you are speaking with someone, give them your full attention. Keep the divine part within you, your reasoning faculty, pure, as if you might have to return it to the universe at any moment. If you can live like this one moment at a time, you will live a happy life. And no one, no power on earth can prevent you. Part of living in accordance with nature is recognizing our social nature. We are not isolated islands. As Marcus Aurelius contemplated, we are leaves of the same tree, waves of the same ocean. What is good for the hive is good for the bee. Therefore, our purpose is to contribute to the good of our fellow humans and to treat them with tolerance. When someone does wrong by you, remember they do so because they know no better. They are harming their own soul. Your task is not revenge, but to understand and maintain your benevolence. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. Is anyone afraid of change? That is no different than a child fearing the dark. Change is the very nature of the universe. All things are in flux. The food you eat must change to nourish you. Wood must change, burn to warm you. You yourself are changing in every moment. Resisting change is as futile as trying to stop a river from flowing. Instead of fighting it, learn to ride that current. Perceive change not as a loss, but as a transformation necessary for the functioning of the cosmos. The bulk of our misery arises from the mind being imprisoned in time. We are tormented by what is past and what is to come. Like wild beasts, once they escape danger, they cease to worry. But we humans, with our complex capacity for thought, torture ourselves. Memory brings the anguish of fear already past, while foresight brings it forth prematurely. We never truly live in the present. How do we escape this prison of time? First practice. Memento mori. Remember that you will die. This is not a pessimistic thought, but a powerful antidote to triviality. When you deeply recognize the finitude of life, you will stop wasting time on useless things, petty hatreds, and baseless anxieties. You will focus on what truly matters, living a virtuous life right in this very moment. Think of yourself as an old person looking back on life. You will no longer allow yourself to be pulled like a puppet by fleeting desires and fears. You will act with dignity and clear purpose. Second practice. Fati, love your fate. This means accepting everything that happens, not just the good things, but also the bad, as a necessary part of the cosmic plan. Do not merely endure it. Welcome it. Whatever happens, tell yourself, this is precisely what the universe willed. This is precisely what I need to practice virtue. Do not let your mind be crushed by the vision of your entire life with all its potential difficulties. When you feel overwhelmed, pull your mind back to reality. Focus on the present situation and ask yourself, what about this moment is unbearable? You will find that nothing is. You can endure physical pain. You can endure disappointment. It is your judgment that it is unbearable that truly causes you to suffer. If you truly wish to escape your afflictions, you do not need to be in a different place. Changing your location is merely to change the scenery for your misery. What you need is to become a different person. Begin today. Become the faithful sentinel for the citadel of your mind. Become a meticulous scientist, clearly separating what you can and cannot control. Become a courageous warrior confronting each task in the present with concentration and virtue. Become a wise artist, loving whatever material life hands you, be it beautiful or ugly, to sculpt the masterpiece that is your life itself. This path is not easy. It demands unceasing discipline. But it is the only path that leads to freedom, tranquility, and a steadfast joy that cannot be shaken by any storm. Make the best use of what is in your power and accept the rest as it is. That is the entire art of living, and that is the path of the sage. The storm will never stop, but you can learn to sail through it. That's the essence of Stoicism, not escaping pain, but transforming it into wisdom. Remember, every challenge is a chance to practice virtue. Every loss, a lesson in strength, and every day an invitation to master your mind. If this message spoke to you, don't just listen, live it. Start today. Be calm in the storm. Be unshakable. Until next time, stay grounded, stay wise, and remember, you are the captain of your soul.